I'm pretty sure by now we all have heard the news about the whole Ibom Air situation, the fights that happened at Ibom Air where a flight attendant and a passenger got into a saga, and it was all because of the whole switch off your phone because you're about to take flight and the passenger didn't switch off her phone. But how did this situation escalate and how did it blow up and become a viral sensation that everybody is talking about it? What really transpired? There have been many takes online. There have been many people having their own different takes and different takes on the event. And people have just had so much to say about this. And to be honest, we don't really know the full truth, except there's a video that covered the whole sequence of events before we know the full truth. The first video that came out was a video of the lady in question, the passenger in question, Comfort, hitting the flight attendant. And that's because the flight attendant actually blocked the lady from going out of the place. But why will a flight attendant block a lady from leaving the flight scene? And why was there a quick judgment? Because there was a quick ban placed on the lady without her giving a fair hearing in courts. There was a big ban placed on her already for her not to fly. But we'll address all that today. So let's start with the first one. What really happened? According to the sources, they said the lady, Comfort, she carried her phone in the plane, and when she was told to switch off her phone, she said her phone was in flight mode and she didn't switch it off. And apparently, because of her not switching off her phone, there was kind of like a saga between her and the flight attendant. When the plane landed at Akwa Ibom, when the plane landed, the lady was not allowed to leave the plane, and eventually she tried to fight her way out of the plane by hitting the attendant multiple times. And from hitting the attendant multiple times, the attendant had already called security to come and take her out. So she decided to stay in the plane, and eventually the security came and she refused to leave the plane, so the security dragged her out. Now, them dragging her out, the videos online could show that this dragging was not done with ease. They dragged her out in a very careless manner, if that's the word I can use. They dragged her out in a way where her clothes were torn, and it revealed her breasts. Some parts of her privates were exposed during this thing, and this video made it to social media. And so there's a lot of things to talk about in this thing. But while a lot of people have been blaming Comfort for doing what she did, there's this saying that says for every action there's an equal and opposite reaction. What really transpired that made Comfort to start hitting the lady, the flight attendant that she hit, and what really transpired that made them to even carry Comfort in the manner that they carried her, and they dropped her after taking her out of the plane. They carried her to prison, to Kirikiri prison, and they kept her there. What really happened? So, well, an attendant, someone that was also part of the flight, that witnessed it, an eyewitness, had something to say about this, and that's what we'll look at today. So let's listen to what the eyewitness said.
Hi, the family. I wanted to drop a message at your Facebook. I actually dropped a message on your Facebook regarding to this Ibom Air Flight Saga. But I just noticed that I could actually send a message to this your WhatsApp number. I don't know if it's the right one to do, but let me just say something in regards to this air flight stuff. Honestly speaking, that lady did not do up to 10% of what I would have done if I were in her shoes. I don't want to elongate the matter. I'll just give you direct to the point where the truth is those people posted what they want everybody to see. They posted the narrative, like they created and painted the narrative that they want people to see, so people could actually pity them, or I don't know how to put it. So you grab, this lady was not insultive, she was not rude, she was not, like, I don't even know the word to put. The whole issue started from the air hostess. That lady is power drunk. If there's anything like that, that is the word I can use right now. That lady is power drunk. Like, she's all this kind of Nigerian elders that want everything they say to to be done the way they said it, how they want it, when they want it. Because tell me the reason you went to meet somebody. Mind the way I was on the flight. How do you go and meet somebody and say, "Hey, off your phone"? And the person's like, sorry, my phone is on flight mode. I'm actually just scrolling through my videos and editing videos." And the next thing you could raise your voice is, "All these useless children, all these people not know respect. Do I look like your mates? Do I do this? Do I do that?" And the lady is still come and telling you, "But I've told you I've off it." The lady is even trying to show you, took the phone, smashed it on the floor. Excuse me. She kept quiet. Now, on coming down, okay, fast forward to when you run abuses on her, people are even trying to tell you, madam, you don't do it. They tell us so that they won't bring the plane down. Hello. Okay, the lady has kept her phone now. She kept the phone. You ran her pieces. Now it's time to highlight from the, what is it called? The plane. You blocked her, saying you have caused security on her. People are asking you what happened. Okay, the lady is trying to call. You will push her away. She's trying to pass. You will push her away. He's saying everybody, other person should pass. See, it's a part that they wanted the country to see. That is what they posted on. The truth be told, when those security people came, do you know what happened? That gate was very, very quiet. From the dragging of clothes to the slapping, that hair hostess literally slapped that lady. The lady did not even raise her. If not me, not be those way they say, I forbid her first man, I know say see what I really do. You smashed her on the floor, pushed her on the floor so people could step on her and pass, and you denied her. Then when people are trying to, okay, the security persons came, and there was a pastor in the board that was trying to like, you guys should calm down. This is not what happened. And the next thing that you could cover from your mouth was that you want me to use the man as what is it called, as a example. Whether you want me to use the man as an example, whether not two of them plan to come bring down the people. Hello! You insulted the lady. You slapped her. You even went ahead to call her prostitutes and the rest of things. Guy, please, is there a way that you guys could actually, I beg, see, if you get what I don't know, I want to take, if you feel do this, my voice must make people hear them, and I beg, I go happy where. But the truth is this, for me to come out, it go hard me because in Nigeria matter, you know, see they be, especially how they take do this girl with do NYSC. So after voicing out at the end of everything, the 77K was being paid. Now.
All right, so we've gotten an account of one of the eyewitnesses of the whole thing, and this one clearly said that the air hostess was a very rude and very impolite air hostess towards Comfort, and literally she triggered Comfort to act the way Comfort acted. And funny enough, this is not the only person that has come out to talk about how unruly this air hostess is. We've had another person coming out to talk about how unruly the air hostess is, and I'll play that for you. I'll just go through that, and we'll see even Jim Mena also spoke on how unruly this air hostess is. So in as much as we see Comfort reacting and being triggered and her reacting the way she acted, clearly she was triggered by the actions of the air hostess, and the fault is from both sides. But let's just go through what another eyewitness said about the air hostess. So this is kind of like a WhatsApp message on the air hostess. The person said, "Hi, my name is so and so. We boarded the same plane from Lagos to Accra in November of last year." And the person said that, "So there's been a trending Ibom Air incident. Then I decided to check the video and picture you sent me, only to discover it's the same woman." Then the person said, "Wait, you say? Now I don't care what they said the client did. I have experienced that woman firsthand, and she is very, very troublesome." You know what they said? Very, very troublesome. So which means that it's not like the lady is troublesome. The lady is unruly, and people have seen it firsthand. When you have customer feedback like this about a certain employee, a certain flight attendant, clearly the flight attendant has her own problems. And I don't know why this kind of customer's feedback has not reached Ibom Air to do something about that particular flight attendant. Because at the end of the day, the passenger, the client is supposed to be prioritized regardless of the trip and regardless of how things are being done. It's supposed to prioritize on the client. This doesn't mean that the client should be unruly or rude, but it means that the client has the first say when it comes to experiences like this, because they paid for the service. She didn't fly out for free. The service was being paid for. So for an air hostess to be said to be like this, it means that there's a big fault and there's a big thing lacking from that air hostess. So let's continue going through this. She kept our flight for over an hour on that trip, riled up everyone on that flight, and was willing to throw blue. Why does Ibom still have her? What immunity does she have? The woman is horrible. These are strong words from a former flight passenger that used Ibom Air. She is doing the same thing she did to us, rile us up, and when the cameras come up, she starts acting innocent. That was the exact thing she did on our flights. I still have the videos, and I will post this for posterity's sake. Even if Ibom Air won't do anything, a cop will definitely fool someday, and it's soon. So this is actually a post about the whole thing. Where this is a post concerning the whole Ibom Air thing. They said, this is somebody's feedback. They said Ibom Air bullied all of us. Dear church girl, there's been something fishy between Ibom Airlines staff and some of the pilots that need to be uncovered. Her ego is too overrated for a mere air hostess. Who is she? Who is her father? What does she have? I made this video and many more from my camera from my trip to Ghana last year, and by the time we are lighting, the woman was hissing, cursing, and eyeing us off camera. But once the camera appears, she starts behaving sanely. So you can imagine. So the videos that are out, we clearly saw that the videos that were outside that were trending were videos of what Comfort did, and now Comfort was being taken out. But there was no videos really showing what transpired before Comfort reacted the way Comfort did. So let's check out Jemena's own take on that particular flight attendant. Dear Ibom Airlines, as crazy as her behavior was, your staff intentionally stripping her naked and posting the video online has made her behavior less spoken about, and your treatment towards her more wildly spread across the globe. Shame on your airline. I have been on Flight United Nigeria flight early hours in the morning when I was 4 months pregnant with Papa and had my feet to fly on my phone, even though I didn't need it at the said month, but I just didn't allow wahala because I was hiding Papa's pregnancy at the time. I boarded the plane. I sat down peacefully, only for this air hostess to come to me and ask me if I was pregnant, and I answered truthfully, only for her to ask for my feet to fly. At 4 months? But okay, I showed it to her on my phone, and she insisted I show it to her on a printed paper, and it has to be the exact date of the day I'm flying, when I know fit to fly expires after 72 hours according to airline protocols. I told her I didn't have it on printed paper, and why can't she view it on my phone? And I sent it to their airline via email for them to print out. The next thing I know, she said I have to show it to her on paper or embark from the plane. I mean, she meant disembark from the plane. Guy, my eyes went so soft and I began to cry, and I told her I can't leave the plane as I have an appointment with my doctor today. She didn't listen. No, she went to report me to the pilot, and that one, who was obviously angered at home, came and kept shouting to leave the plane. At a point, the air hostess who wanted me to leave the plane initially started begging pilot to please let me fly, but matter had already escalated and she felt so bad. I embarked with so much tears trickling down my face, but the one reason I didn't make a scene was because I was hiding the pregnancy and Uncle P hates wahala. So I maintained a lot because of that man. No. I bought another flight ticket the same day and left. All I'm saying is, this air hostess would push you to the concrete wall, and your reaction will be filmed for the world, will be filmed to the world. Free Comfort and let her defend herself. So you see, a lot of people are talking. So now that a lot of people are talking, the matter has really changed between why the Comfort slapped the air hostess to who is the air hostess and why does she have an attitude? Because when you have many people talking against the air hostess and talking about her character, all of them having similar experiences with her of how unruly her behavior is and how bad her character is, it shows one thing, that air hostess is not fit for her job, and clearly she's not supposed to be doing that job as an air hostess, as a flight attendant, because truly she is being impolite and rude to the passengers of a flight. I've experienced similar issue where I had actually in my own case, it was me and my brother, we had uh, a dispute with a fellow passenger concerning offing our phone on a plane and switching on the phone on the plane. The passenger reported us to an air hostess that we refused to switch off our phone when we were told to switch off our phone, and the air hostess actually called us and solved the issue. So imagine if it was this kind of woman, that's how the matter would have escalated and it would have been more than it was. So it shows that, first of all, in as much as Comfort had her own role to play and she reacted the way she reacted and got violent on camera, this woman triggered Comfort. It's clear to say that this woman actually triggered Comfort and made it very bad for Comfort that she reacted the way she reacted. Now, this is not to make any excuse for Comfort. Of course, she needs to face consequence for her action, but the woman too is supposed to also face her own consequence for her action, because clearly the story is just being half told by the media, and the situation leading to where Comfort reacted, that even got to the point where she was forcefully carried out of the plane and parts of her private parts were exposed, were not clearly talked about. And this is why I'm happy that a lot of people are coming out to talk about how unruly, how impolite, and how bad this flight attendant is and how she has been on her job. So tell me, what do you think about this whole thing? Do you think Comfort should be let go? A lot of people have compared Comfort's case to the case of Kwam One. And to be honest, even though they are similar cases, they are very different. In the sense that Kwam One didn't go violent on staff, Comfort went violent on the staff. Though Kwam One actually tried to threaten people in the plane and also tried to stop the whole plane by going to block the plane from flying, which was a very unruly character. But he was given the privilege of coming to give a public apology. But in the Comfort's case, she was locked in prison, given a ban without giving any fair hearing, which is not supposed to be. So at least she needed a fair hearing, and she wasn't given that. But with that being said, we can see that this air hostess herself, she's not an innocent person, and she has her own faults, and she needs to dance to her own music. So, guys, tell me what you think about this. I think Ibom Air, first of all, they should discharge her of her duties. They should just fire her, first of all, from being a flight attendant. That's the first thing. And also make her give account of her own situation concerning this Comfort saga with the Ibom Air. So tell me what you think about the situation, guys. I'll go by the name East Coast Prince. This is Storyteller Nigeria. Don't forget to like, subscribe. Tell me your own take on this, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.